beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish, guys. And today in this lesson, we are going to learn how to use must be, must have been, and must have had. How to use all these expressions in English. We are going to master this. The lesson is going to be amazing. Make sure you watch it until the end. I'll do the best. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. Let's do it. Alright guys, now let's talk about all of these one by one. We're going to start with the first one, must. Must is a very simple modal auxiliary verb and it is used in the following ways. Number one, to talk about obligations or necessity. Number two, to give strong suggestions, very strong suggestions. Number three, to talk about prohibitions, to talk about what is prohibited, okay, not allowed. And number four, to show certainty. Let's take some examples and understand this. All right, example number one. We must pass this test to prove ourselves the best. We must do something. It's an obligation. We must pass this test to prove ourselves the best. Now understand this. This is not an external obligation. Somebody is not forcing you to do something. Somebody is not obligating you to do something. You understand something is very important and it's like an obligation to you. So it's an internal obligation. You must do something. Okay. Number two, you can also use must to give a very strong suggestion. Almost like you're forcing somebody to do something because you had a nice experience. You want that person to experience something. Look at the example. You must watch this movie. This is mind-blowing. All right, let's suppose you've already seen this movie and you liked it so much that you want this person, you want me to experience the experience that you had. So you want me to watch this movie and you're so stubborn about it. You are almost forcing me to do it, but you're not forcing me. It's a very strong suggestion. You must do it, man. I mean, it was so good. You must do it. Okay, you want me to have that experience. You can also use it to talk about a prohibition, to say something is prohibited. Example, you must not park your cars in this area. You must not do it. Why? Because it is prohibited. You can't do it. It is not allowed. So we are using must here to talk about what's prohibited. We can also use must to talk about the certainty of an event. For example, it must be cold in there. It must be cold in there. It must be cold in Shimla. I'm quite certain about it. I'm talking about the certainty of an event. Let's suppose we are talking and you're asking how's the weather in Delhi and I go, it's quite all right. It's not hot. It's not cold either. It's somewhere in between. But I know it must be cold in there. It must be cold in Shimla. It must be. I'm quite certain about it. Obviously, I can't see it, right? And I did not check my phone. I did not check the weather of Shimla in my phone. But I'm sure from whatever I know, it must be cold. I'm talking about the certainty of this event, all right? So that's how we use must. Let's talk about the second one, which is must be. Guys, must be can be used in these following structures. Must be followed by a noun, must be followed by an adjective, must be followed by a present participle, an ing form of a verb, and must be followed by a past participle, a third form of a verb. Let's understand the first one, must be followed by a noun. Now guys, when do we use must be plus a noun? We use must be plus a noun when we want to guess who somebody is. And when we do that, when we say somebody must be somebody or he, she is somebody, we're quite certain about it. We say it with confidence. All right. Look at the examples. Example number one. You must be his friend John. You must be somebody. You must be. We're using a noun phrase here. You must be his friend John. I am guessing who you are and I'm saying it with a lot of confidence. Obviously, I don't know who you are for a fact. I'm not 100% sure about it, but I'm guessing it with a lot of confidence. I'm quite certain about it. Okay. So let's suppose we have a common friend who is Max. Okay. and you come to my place, okay, and you come with Max, and I know Max has told me he has a very close friend John who he hangs out with usually, and you come to my place with Max, so I assume that you must be his friend John. Okay, so you must be somebody. Guessing who you are using a noun phrase with a lot of confidence. Number two, he must be an excellent teacher. He must be an excellent teacher. I'm quite certain about it. Because 3 months back, you were really bad at English, and now, after 3 months, after taking his classes, you speak quite fluently, which makes me believe that that guy, he must be an amazing teacher. I'm using a noun phrase here to guess who he is, what kind of a teacher he is. He must be an amazing teacher, an excellent teacher, right? That's how we use must be plus a noun. Let's move to the next one. Must be plus an adjective. Here we basically use must be plus an adjective to guess how or in what state somebody is. In what state somebody is in. Alright, and we say it with a lot of confidence. Look at the examples here. You must be great in mathematics. You must be great in mathematics. You must possess something, a quality. You must be in a particular state of existence. You must possess a quality. What is that? Greatness. You must be great in mathematics. Why am I saying that? Let's suppose I'm trying to solve a problem, and I've been trying to do it for a long time, and you just come here, look at the problem, and just solve it in a couple of seconds, which makes me believe that you must be great in mathematics because it was a math problem and you just solved it. Okay? He must be rich. She does not talk to people who don't have money. He must be rich. So I'm talking about Neha. Neha, we know about Neha that Neha does not talk to people who don't have money. And right now, she is seeing him, who is, let's say, Rahul. So we are guessing that he must have a lot of money. He must be rich because she generally doesn't date people who don't have a lot of money, which is not a right thing to do. But anyway, she does it. She does not talk to people who don't have a lot of money. So we're guessing he must be rich, using an adjective to describe that person. All right, he must be rich. That's how we use must be plus an adjective. Third is must be plus a present participle. Must be plus an activity. All right, now we use it to guess what somebody is doing, mostly in the present or in the near future. Look at the examples. You must be partying right now. You must be doing an activity right now. You must be partying right now. Let's suppose I call you and I hear a lot of loud music, which makes me believe that you are in a club, you are partying. So I go, you must be partying right now, right? You must be partying. You must be doing something. Okay, I'm quite certain about it. But obviously, I do not know it for a fact. If I did, I would say you are partying right now, which I'm not saying clearly. I'm saying you must be partying. I think you're doing this. You must be partying right now. She must be sleeping. She must be doing something. She must be sleeping. So let's say you come to me and you say, hey, let's call Ria because, I have a question and she's the only one who can answer. And I say, hey, look at the clock, man. It's 11:30 and I know she goes to bed by 11. So right now at 11:30, she must be sleeping. She must be doing something which is sleeping. I am quite certain about it. She must be doing it. Obviously, I do not know it for a fact, but I'm quite certain about it. Must be plus a present participle. That's how you use it to talk about an activity that must be happening in the present. Must be plus a present participle. Let's move to the next one, which is must be plus a past participle, which is a third form of a verb. Now, when to use it? We use must be plus a past participle to talk about what must be done onto somebody. We're not saying what somebody must do. We are saying what must be done onto an object, which could be a person or a thing. So here we are going to write a sentence or speak a sentence in the passive voice. Look at the examples. Easy it is, don't worry. You must be appreciated. You must be appreciated. An action must happen onto the object, which is you. Now, you are not the doer of this action, somebody else is. Somebody else must appreciate you. This is in the passive voice. You must be appreciated by us, you must be appreciated by the teachers. Somebody must appreciate you. But we don't want to focus on that person. We want to focus on the object that needs to be appreciated, that must be appreciated, and you are the object. You must be appreciated by us. Passive voice. Active voice, simple must. We must appreciate you. Right? Next example. She must be selected in this team. She must be selected in this team. All right. Now, she is not going to select herself. Somebody else must do it. She's the receiver of the action. Somebody else must select her in the team. But since I'm focusing on the object, on the receiver of the action, I'm writing the sentence in the passive voice. She must be selected in this team by somebody else. That's how we use must be followed by a past participle. All right, moving to the next one, which is must have. Guys, must have is followed by a past participle V3 to talk about what someone must or must not have done in the past. To talk about what someone must have or must not have done in the past. Look at the examples, it is very simple, you'll understand it. You must have listened to your father. You must have done something in the past. You must have listened, past participle. You must have listened to your father in the past. I know that your father had said something in the past, and today in the present I see some results in you. So which makes me believe that you had listened to your father in the past. You must have listened to your father, right? I don't know it for a fact, but I'm quite sure about it. That's why I'm saying you must have listened to your father, all right? I must not have kissed you that night. I must not have kissed you that night. This must not have happened. I must not have kissed you. I'm sure about it. I'm certain about it. So let's suppose a girl comes to me and she says, hey, that night we drank a lot and we got a little emotional, uncontrollable, and we did something, and you and I'm like, no, that must not have happened. I must not have kissed you that night. I'm quite sure about it. I know myself, I must not have done that. Okay. Last example. Oh wow, there is some food in the fridge. Mom must have left it for us. Mom must have left it for us. So you don't know it for a fact, but you're quite certain about it. And you go, Mom must have done it. Mom must have left this food for us. That's how you use must have. Now guys, you can use must have as a verb phrase where have works as a main verb, which can mean eat or drink or take or own or experience. For example, I'm having something and I'm liking it. I'm loving it actually. And I go, hey, you must have it. You must have it. You must eat it. You must drink it if it's a drink. You must take it. Hey, this is amazing. You must have it. You must have it. You must have it. Have here is a main verb. That's also how you can use must have. Okay, moving to the next one, which is must have been. Must have been. Guys, must have been used is followed by a past participle to talk about an action that must have been acted onto something or somebody in the past. So again, we are guessing about an action that must have been done by somebody onto something or somebody. So in this particular structure, we write the sentence in the passive voice. Must have been followed by a past participle. Look at the examples. He must have been fired. He was stealing data from the company's database. He must have been fired. This action must have been happened onto this guy. Now he's not firing himself. Somebody else must have done it. So this is a passive form of must have plus V3. If I want to write this sentence in the active voice, I can do it. I can say, the manager must have fired him. The manager or the company must have fired him. But I do not want to focus on the person who must have done this action. I want to focus on the person or the thing who the action must have been acted upon. and he's that guy. He must have been fired because he had been stealing data from the company's database. I'm quite certain about this action. He must have been fired by somebody else. Okay. Guy must have been arrested. The guy must have been arrested by somebody, by the police. I'm not talking about who this action must have been done by. I want to focus on the person whom this action must have been acted upon. So last night there was a guy who was beating some kids, okay, innocent kids, and it was a high security area. So I don't know what happened after that, but I'm guessing that guy must have been arrested. Somebody must have called the cops and that guy must have been arrested. Okay, you're getting the point. That's how we're using must have been. Okay, must have been plus a past participle to talk about what action must have been done onto something or somebody. Okay, we're focusing on the receiver of the action. Okay, last example. You must have been selected for the job. You must have been selected for the job. I know you're quite talented. Yesterday you went for a job interview and you did not tell me the results, but I'm quite sure that you must have been selected for the job. You must have been selected. You're not doing this action. Somebody else must have done it. The interviewers must have selected you for the job. Active voice. You must have been selected for the job by the interviewers. I'm quite confident about it. Though I don't know it for a fact. I'm guessing it with a lot of confidence. I'm quite certain about it. That's how we use must have been. Now, we can also use a noun or an adjective after must have been. Let me show you how. She must have been upset with me. She must have been upset in a particular state of being, which is upset. She must have been upset with me. Now, understand this. This is not in the passive voice. Been here is a main verb. It's the past participle of be. Okay, so this is must have plus past participle only, right? This is a stative verb. She must have been upset with me. So let's suppose last week there was a party and I was there, Ria was there, but we did not talk. I tried to talk to her, but she would not talk to me. So I'm just guessing. And from her actions, I'm pretty sure that she must have been upset with me. I had no clue that she was upset with me, but now I think she must have been upset with me. Okay, we're using an adjective after it. She must have been upset. She must have been disappointed. She must have been excited. Okay, you must have been a great asset to the company. You must have been a noun, a great asset to the company in the past, obviously. Right? So let's suppose I'm talking to you, one of my good friends, and you go, last year I was working in a company, and just after the first 3 months, the company increased my package to 5 crores per annum, which is a great amount. Okay. So I go, you must have been a great asset to the company. In that time duration, you must have been something to the company, which is a great asset, a noun phrase. Okay. So you can also use a noun or an adjective after must have been. Okay. Moving to the last one, must have had. Now guys, it's very simple. Had here is a past participle. So it's only must have plus a past participle, which we've already looked at and understood. Okay. So had here is a past participle of have, which can mean eat, drink, take, possess, experience. Let's look at the examples. You must have had a lot of drinks last night. You must have had a lot of drinks last night. I know you generally do not party, and when you do, you have a lot of drinks. You must have had, you must have taken a lot of drinks last night based from your past experiences, based on what I've seen from my own eyes. I'm saying it. You must have had a lot of drinks last night. You must have taken, you must have drunk a lot of drinks last night. Okay, you must have. I'm quite certain about it, quite sure about it. She must have had something bad in breakfast. She must have had eaten or taken something bad in breakfast because right now she's having some issues with her stomach. She's having stomach ache, and which makes me believe that she must have had something bad in breakfast. She must have eaten. She must have taken something bad in breakfast. So that's how we use must have had. So guys, that's how we use all these verbs, phrases. I'm pretty sure you've understood these, and I'm pretty sure you will be able to use them correctly. All that you need is practice. Use them in your daily life, all right? Write more sentences using them, speak using these structures, and you'll be fine. So that's all about today's lesson, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you loved it. If you did, show some love. Like the lesson. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so that every single time I publish a lesson, you get notified. And share the video with your friends, with the people you know, so that you can help them and me at the same time. And I will see you very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out. Namaskar.